Check, check.
This is DJ Maniac.
Welcome to another edition, another all-new episode of Let's Talk About It. Starring me, G-Lew, and my homeboy right there, Big D, better known as Keeping It Real. Oh, snap. We lost Big D. Okay. Hope everyone can hear me. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the show. I am G-Lew. Like I said, I'm joined with my co-host, Big D, Keeping It Real. And tonight is an all-new episode number 12. And the topic of discussion is... expect the unexpected. Big D, what's popping, homie?
Nothing much, big dog. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, it's all good. We're blessed. We're here, bro. Made it to see another Monday. So, we are here, man. How are you, bro?
Yeah, man, doing pretty good, man. Just still trying to, going through the emotions right now. With my aunt being, passed. Yesterday was her actual birthday. So, we're expecting the unexpected, man. I didn't expect it. I didn't. We knew that she was in some grim situations, and
Right.
She eventually she passed, man. So, may God's on control now, man.
Yes, maybe first and foremost, say rest in peace to your aunt Thea, homie. All love from me, my boy, and the show and everyone here, man. We send our love, man.
Appreciate that. How about yourself,
Yes,
man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing okay, man. Just maintaining, man. You know what I mean? Trying to stay strong as well for everyone else. My little brothers. So it's a lot going on. It's an everyday. It's every day is another day. But we get through it, homie. We gotta be strong for everyone else, bro. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm focused on, man. But I'm blessed more than anything, man. I'm thankful, for being here and the little bit I do have. And a little bit of voice I have, I'm thankful for that, so we can use this platform to make a difference, homie.
That's right. Expect the unexpected, right?
Yeah, man. Tell them what's happening tonight, D.
Oh, we just got another great episode, man. We're just coming along, just waiting for my wife to get on right now. She's we're going to bring up
shout out to Monica. Yeah. I didn't even say that yet. We got a surprise guest tonight, you guys. You know what I mean? Big D's wife. Like I said, it's always pleasure when she's on here, man. I love having her on here. So, and she just had some recent accomplishments that she made. So I just want her to get on here and talk about that, man, because we're proud of her, man. You know what I mean?
Right,
Go
right,
ahead, bro.
right, right. Always got to celebrate that goodness. You know, there's a big shout out to all the 2022 graduates. You know, they're out there doing their thing. So may the future be enlightened and enlightened. Yes, yes. And you know, for all you students, expect the unexpected, man. You know.
Expect the unexpected, my boy. Can anyone hold up, Big D?
Yeah.
I know you got your glasses on. Can you see? Can you see what that says?
Raiders. Oh my
Okay.
God.
I just making
You
sure.
see,
Okay.
you know, now you're
Okay.
acting a little funny, you know. So I wasn't expecting that, but
Expect the
remember,
unexpected.
but that was a little unexpected. But just remember that we're going still on last year's until football season starts. We did beat you guys in the playoffs, so
Yeah.
Spencer
You guys went almost all the way, bro. You know what I mean?
went all the way. You know, there's, you know,
Bengals
it's
got a
funny
good
because
team, man. Them boys you guys got a good team, man. It's a
yeah, you
bright
know,
future ahead.
right. I got something to tell you after, man. I'll chop it up with you later after the show, man. But you just brought
Okay.
up something good to my attention.
Okay.
See, I wasn't even expecting that, man. So
Expect
you
the
know that.
unexpected. What up, Joker? What's happening, homie? Expect the unexpected.
Right, you know, I just learned something right now. But
Elliot said almost doesn't count, bro. Almost
almost
doesn't
doesn't count, right?
Ooh, she's a Raider too. She's a Raiderette. Shout out to the
Oh man,
Raiders.
Elio,
Shout
that's
out to the
right,
Raiders.
man. Raiders, you know,
That's
Jesus,
right.
man. But we're almost there, man. It's almost to football season. I'm
Yeah.
pretty excited myself, you
I
know.
can't
So
wait, man.
training camp is coming up pretty soon, so you know that's going to be pretty cool. Football season around the corner, and like I said, I wasn't expecting you to mention something right now, but you know, you just you know how what is the minions? How they say a
Mhm.
light bulb just went on right now.
Uh-oh.
You know,
Uh-oh.
I just
Uh-oh.
got a
What did
little
we
light
get?
bulb, and
What did we get?
I think you'll be pretty cool with this maybe this little collab and this thing we could do. So you know, but
Okay.
we'll talk about it. Let's talk about it after the show. Let's talk
Okay.
about it after the show.
Okay.
Hey,
The homie
but you
said
know
bear
what?
down.
Yeah, but you know what? Welcome back, everybody, man. Welcome back to the G-Lew Show. I'm your co-host, Big D, and we are keeping it real at the same time. Like I said, we got a good one right now. Appreciate all you guys who are swinging by, all you guys who are supporting us, you know, by the daily, by the weekly, by the monthly. You know, if you haven't missed any of our shows, go back, check it out. You know, G-Lew's posted them. You guys can see our videos, what we're doing and what we're expecting. So, you know, appreciate you guys for the support, man.
Yes. Appreciate it. Thank you. Gracias.
Yeah, big shout out to all the people who are supporting this channel too as well. You got DD Hairston, and who else? G-Lew.
Oh man, we got shout out to
Sponsors.
DD, our producer. Shout out to our sponsor, Street Level Clothing, BTP Media Group, SpiderLope.com, and the GLewShow.com. Those are our sponsors for the evening. Thank you.
Right, man. So let's get right into it, man. So, you know, like I said, we always come on and, you know, we come out and we try to just bring out what's taking place on our daily lives, on today's events and everything that's going on. And one topic that I still want to continue talking about is let's talk about it, man, is these gas prices, man. They're unexpected.
Ooh.
You know, this weekend, you know, going back and forth, I must have dropped in my car. In my wife's car, she's a 4-cylinder. It's a little smaller.
Right.
And almost $100 and something, man, just going from, you
Damn.
know, just the weekend, bro. And that's a small little 4-cylinder.
Wow.
And like I said, man, it's pretty crazy. And I don't know what to expect, to tell you the truth. You know, if these gas prices are going to go any lower, any higher. You know, I try to keep up with the daily news. I know a lot of people don't like to look at the news because there's a lot of fake news out there. But if you guys ain't paying attention, how are you going to know?
Right. Exactly. Do you ever do? I know we talked about this, but do we foresee the gas prices going down anytime soon, or is it just, are we stuck, or is it just going to keep going up?
If anything, if they could keep it their way, I say this is where reality is at right now. We're gonna looking over $5 a gallon, and possibility it's gonna stay like this for a very long time. We still got another 2 years of this administration. They're pushing, you know, their narrative. I know we got to go green on a lot of things. You know, we got to take care of the earth and everything else that's going on, right? But you know, as far as I can see, it's another 2 years that is taking place, man. It's going to be like this.
Also, not only the gas prices. I know, we didn't plan on touching on this, and I don't know how much we want to touch because I don't know how this YouTube stuff is with this. But this is it's not nothing no facade. It's real. Just the new thing they passed with the reversal of the Roe versus Wade. You know what I mean? I don't know if we're gonna get
Yeah,
into that, but I want your opinion. Maybe when your wife comes on, she's a woman. But that's big news as well, man. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean, she's still doing her thing right now. She'll probably take a minute. She's swinging by, but yeah, let's start it off. I don't mind starting it off, man.
Okay, kick it off, homie.
Like you said, bro. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it, people. And don't be shy to comment, to give your opinion. Like right here, we're not judging. We're not swinging any other way. We're just here to, what I mean, to let everybody know that everybody's opinion matters. And but unfortunately, we could agree to disagree. Let's just say that. But going Roe v. Wade was taking place, how it went towards what way did it go? Where it's not prohibited,
Reverse.
right?
Yes,
It's
where like
reversed.
it's reversed.
It's reversed. So meaning
And also, hold on. Also, I'm gonna break it down fully. It's reversed to where the federal government stepped in and reversed it. So it's reversed as far as it's not legal, or it is. I don't know. What they did, they turned it back over to
to
the
the state,
states,
right?
individual states. Whereas before, I guess they came and told all the states it's elite or whatever. It's pro whatever it was. You know what I mean?
Right,
So now they reversed it.
right. But should that be a federal court? I mean, federal court. Should it be brought up to them anyways? Why can't the states, try to find or work that independency, or
Right.
work that through their state? Why did
Through
it
their
have to
state.
really go to the courts, to the federal
Right.
courts?
In the
So
first
federal
place, huh?
courts, yeah, the federal courts don't really deal with that kind of measure. They're dealing with really stuff that what I mean, and not to say that this was not
So
important.
all okay, hold on, Big D. Let's talk about it. So all you're really saying is that they just washed their hands with it. We're gonna just turn it back over to you guys and let you deal with it. So they really didn't do any. It wasn't like they just turned it back over. Like
Exactly, thinking that something that was going to change. But like I said, the federal courts deal with federal higher. I'm going to say higher or more matters.
mhm,
I got to be careful what I say. But I'm
right,
just saying that they're giving it the responsibility to the courts. I mean, to the states, which is the way it was in the beginning.
well
And what it
that
what
does make sense now. I mean I know because I didn't read, not that I didn't read it correctly. I understood what it was, but now I understand more. Um, Yeah, they just turned it over to the states. So now it's up to those states, but the states can have the power to do what they want, opposed to where the government, where the federal came in before and said, okay, because there may have been states that were against it or were not. You feel? I
right,
don't know. So they came in like they do and just, okay, this is what it is. So now they wash their hands with it.
right, and it's all right in my opinion. Because I see the problem. There's at least 15 states that are not going to go for it, right? And but I mean, there's more than there's 52 states in the United States, right? If I'm correct,
Right.
if I do a little bit of U.S. history, but it should be like that. It should be up to the
But
local government.
you know what I think this does do though? Sorry to cut you off, Big D. I'm just
Yeah,
when I'm thinking about important things, and when you say stuff, I want to touch on it. This
go
will
for it.
make it more important for people, especially when they vote. That's a thing. Like when they have the
Exactly,
voting, people never. That's why so many
exactly.
people that push for not only local but state. All of these things that people don't take into account when they vote. They just go vote and vote for the
Right.
president or whatever. And this shows you that you need to focus on what's going on in your state,
You
city,
have
or
to.
whatever,
You have
because
to
that's
because
where it counts.
we have to, because if not, then you're unexpecting it. You're not
Right,
expecting
right,
the unexpected, right? That's
right,
what we're
right,
talking about. So now you found out that Roe v. Wade was reversed. Now you got to pay attention what's going on in your political party in your own state, in
right,
your own city, in your
right,
own county, and
right.
all that. See, people don't realize there's an importance. What I mean, to when you go and as far as voting, for your local your local electives, there's a big importance in that. And if you're not involved in your community or your state or your city, then hey, you're going to expect the unexpected. And so when they
Unexpected.
come and tell you that there's a law because you didn't vote, right? You didn't show up to what I mean, to the votes, because they could use your support in your system. Guess what? Now your state's going to reverse it and say, hey, this is prohibited or this is allowed. So
Right, right.
people got to participate and don't get caught sleeping, or as
Right.
we say in the streets, don't get caught slipping.
Slipping.
you know,
Hey,
you know.
now I look at it this way. I think this is really important when and will just like really in the long. Well, not I don't speak. I'm not speaking for women, but I'm saying as far as
Right,
waking people up, as far as how they need to vote and pay more attention to
right,
what's going on in their state and
right.
locally. Because they never turn out for those votes. When
Eh,
it's voting day for those voting days, people don't even care. They care when it's the main presidencies. They can say I voted. You feel me? But
right.
we need to this will wake people up more on what they need to focus on.
Absolutely, because if you ever realize, there's a lot of things that go in the ballots. There's a lot of things that go in. You got, you want to sell dispensaries. Your gas prices. They're chip changing us for every penny that we get, and when we make a dollar. So if you're not participating and you're not being involved in your community, then you're wondering why your taxes are being you're being taxed. Then
Right.
you're being naive and you're getting caught slipping. So
Yeah.
so when it happens, you're like, oh, I didn't expect this,
You
and
didn't expect it.
well,
They're
you
taxing you for
know.
stuff you don't even know, and then you're
So
not, and people are not doing what they need to do to put pressure on these people to do more things in their community. They wonder why this is not good, but it's better over here because these people go to the meeting to the count all that shit. Excuse me, and
yeah,
and and, and pay attention and, and
right,
and make sure these people are doing what they're supposed to do if they're voted in. So
right.
that's the
If, if
difference.
if you're not paying attention, then you're not paying to mind, man. And that's the thing that's pretty crazy because right now a lot of people are not paying attention. They're not paying the mindset. So there's no reason why for surprise.
Yeah.
Don't act surprised when
It's
things
a wake up.
happen.
I think it's a
It's a,
wake up because, like you said, and it's a wake up for all the way around. Now, again, I'm not speaking for women, so don't bash when I'm not even going there. I'm just talking the things I can speak on. You know what I mean?
right,
Like I said, it should wake people up to pay attention to voting rights. Like the homie said, they have abortion policy now. You should vote for and pay attention when voting day is. But secondly, it can make people more responsible. Even people out here just doing the doo-wop. You know what I mean? Having sex or one woman just think, okay, I could just go have an abortion.
exactly,
Or even
exactly.
dudes that just do that and don't are not responsible. You know what I mean?
And
It's serious now.
I think that's where the argument's at, man. It's just like you just can't go, I mean, and say you're practicing safe sex, and then next,
And you're really
it's
not.
your response. It takes two people, to do. It's not just one. It's two people, two different minds, two different thoughts, two different hearts, two different bodies, but you guys are consolidating together with one, and that one can produce something. Now you're putting pressure not only on yourself, but you're trying to be transmatic, and you're trying to, what I mean. Now there's like, hey, what do I do? It's crazy when we expect the unexpected. Birth is
Right.
unexpected sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's just be honest. A
Right.
man and a woman get together, unless it's premeditated. Hey, we've been trying to do this. People do that.
Hey,
But a lot of times,
let me ask you this. Let me play the I'm not just on the flip side of this where a lot of times women have their issues and some can complain like not only just getting pregnant but say if you're raped or things of this nature where it's really not unexpected.
right,
How does this work for them? Like is there going to be a way like for them to determine these things or it's just like if they're in a state that is banned in, what do they do?
right. Well, again, here it's going my opinion. This is my opinion, right? I hear women say that, hey, it's my body, it's my body, it's my right, and in all transparency, it is.
I know you're
But
against abort. I already know. I'm just
right,
asking
but one,
in
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
circumstance.
I'm trying to
Okay, my
answer
bad,
it
my bad, my bad, my bad. Just say shut up, Lou
in a
G. Say shut
sensitive
up.
way.
Okay.
So, but when they say that that's their body, when there's a heartbeat, it doesn't. That's not only the body that belongs to them. Now there's two bodies in a body, and that's crazy, because that's wholesome right there. That's straight, just giving the whole transparency of what the whole giving life is all about.
Right.
So now, no matter how the part as far as this is my opinion, the part as far as like, hey, the people they got raped, they got raped and so forth. Hold on, babe. Hold on. I'm trying to get a little thing right now. As far as the
Oh, I
rape
see your
part,
wife is backstage. We're gonna bring her in. Go ahead, bro.
yeah, yeah, we're bringing it in right now. As far as the rape part, I understand that, right? That's a foul act. There's a lot of things in life that we don't expect. Expect the unexpected.
Right.
No woman goes out there and says, "Hey, I'm going to get raped tomorrow," and then they're going to be, okay with it.
Right.
But we live in a society, in a world today, where things that are unexpected, we still got to prepare for. That's
Right.
just the whole point. If you're not preparing for certain situations, we go out, right? You go drinking, you're at a party, you're at a bar, and for some way you're not taking care of yourself, and accidentally I saying it's right, but you got to understand and be prepared, of your surroundings, your situations, who you hang around with, who you're with. You got to be subconscious to everything, because if you're not, these type of acts, they take place, and it's very unfortunate because we don't live in a perfect world, and where women are taken advantage of. And then you put two different responsibilities in two situations in an ugly manner. And now this is what the thing that they want. But if you look at the scenario, there's a lot of it going on, but there's a lot of it that's not either. So it's just like, how does that vary?
Right.
What about these kids still deserve a chance in life? You never know that something that wasn't unexpected, what I mean, that will turn out to be a positive thing. And we didn't expect this female or male to be a positive person in life.
Right.
So that's where my heart's at. I mean, it could be a bad situation, it's unexpected, but you never could expect that this person, the child that came out of it, was a president, was a female ambassador. We look at it all devilish in the wrong way, but it's all the way bad from the beginning, because if you're not playing and doing the cards right from the beginning, where you're supposed to, take care of yourself. We have so many things. They have condoms, we have birth control. They give you every tool, so you can't say it was unexpected.
Right. Right.
You're right. We have
That's a
everything.
fact. That is a fact. That's why I say
the
all
truth.
of this, if nothing else, should make people more responsible all the way around. Like, period.
All
Absolutely. See,
the
Charlie.
all the way around. But
Like you
like I
said, there's
said,
no excuse now.
yeah. But from there, that's just see. That's why I try to cover it as a male and a female point. It's not just my opinion.
Right.
Because I am not a female. We're not females. We will never understand. A man will never understand what a woman goes through a pregnancy. That's why it's intimate. That's why it's special. That's why children love their moms. They're the carriers. We are just the seed. That's the fact right there.
Right. Right.
But what I mean, under tough situations and circumstances, you can never unexpected a bad thing to turn into a good thing. That's my opinion.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Baby
Hey,
bear, what
baby
up?
bear, baby. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. But let's see if we could bring in my wife and get a women's
Yeah,
aspect
let's
of
do
it.
that right there. Let's get a woman's perspective. Let's talk about it from a female perspective. So
From
without
a
any further
female
ado, we're gonna
perspective.
welcome Miss Monica back to the show. Good evening. What's up, Monica? Oh, you got an echo.
Yeah,
Hold
hold
on.
on.
We had this issue last time. Let me see.
Yeah, you have to go outside, man.
Yeah, hold
Let
on.
me see. Let me see. Let me just hold
Hi,
on.
everybody. Yeah, you have to go outside, man.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, that's. We gotta finish her. Okay. Give us 1 second, people. Okay, hold on. Give us 1 second while we figure this out. Let me see. Let me check Monica.
Okay, hold on. Give us 1 second.
No, she still has an echo. Okay, Big D, you're good, but she has an echo on her end, bro. For some reason, I don't know.
Okay, we have there's two links on the top. Turn off one of the YouTube.
Yeah, you got to turn off turn off everything.
Okay,
Except,
how about that?
yep, there
Yeah,
you
I
go.
see it better.
There it
Better?
is.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
All right, there we go. Welcome.
How's everybody doing today? I just want to say thank you for having me on, G-Lew and Big D. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, why don't you go ahead and reintroduce yourself to the people who may be new to seeing your face?
Everybody, I'm Monica, Big D's wife. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited, a little nervous,
Mhm.
but I'll get over it.
Right. Now let's get right into it. Let's talk about it. Now you see, I don't know if we were meant to bring this up. I don't know if Big D had this in the plan, but we talked about it because it's big news about the Roe versus Wade reversal and what's going on, federal versus state to state or whatever. Right? Okay, we've been talking a little bit about it, but we haven't heard from a woman's perspective. So, what is your? How do you feel about all of this?
It's a sensitive issue, I know for everybody. We all have our own point of view. We all have our own opinion. Mine's is not an opinion. I base mine's off of truth. I'm pro-life. But at the same time, I have compassion for others that are in situations concerning this situation, about, it's just really touchy. I have compassion for the women, and I know a lot of
because I'm sure you have a lot of look. Not to cut you off. I'm sure you have a lot of friends, that are probably feel different, where pro-choice or whatever, and you deal with them. Go ahead.
Christians, non-Christians, people who believe in God, don't believe in God. There's so many different emotions going on around the world about the situation. You got people who are angry, people who are, you know what I'm saying? And reality for me, my truth is, I don't believe that should be a contraceptive.
Mm-hmm.
That's my belief. I do understand there's other situations that, concerning, I've seen some of the comments saying that, it's either the baby or the mom. And I was actually listening to a video today on an OBGYN doctor, and because I'm trying to understand myself too, because I don't want to just be black and white. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to be hard-hearted. I don't want to have to see other people's perspective. I don't want to, I want to be able to have compassion, in this situation as well, for those who are going through that type of situation. But personally, I don't, if you know what I'm saying, I heard my husband say it earlier that we have to be careful, and this has to go based on the choices and the things we do in life. Children are not things to be discarded. You know what I'm saying? They're not just things where you just, oh shoot, I made a mistake, so I'm gonna discard the kid. Like I understand, and
that probably happens a lot more than often, I'm sure.
So I'm gonna get really, really transparent here. I've had one in my life, and I'm gonna let everybody know. So I'm not speaking from non-experience, and it was the worst thing that I could have did in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I was young. I've had I was a teen mom. If you guys don't know my story, go back to the G-Lew, the premiere. You guys can listen to my story there if you want to know more about me. But at the same time, it's like, at that time, I was not like, because I've already had 2 children that were out of wedlock. I had, my life and the things that I was going through.
Right.
I was scared, and and let me tell you. And it was in the first trimesters. It wasn't like I was like 6 or 7 months, but still I was in a situation which for me at the time was my only way out for me. And it had a lot. It wasn't at that time. I didn't realize that it was that severe. You know what I'm saying? Because I was young. You have a lot of young kids who are out there making dumb mistakes, doing things, and it comes with, the upbringing, what their parents teach you. You know what I'm saying? It's just so the situation is so wide, but today I can honestly say, and I had to ask God, to forgive me for that, because that was a bad choice that I made in my life, and I'm forgiven, but let me tell you, after I did that, my emotions and
that's what I was going to ask you. Can I step in right quick? I want to ask you. That's what I was going to ask you. You kind of answered it, but I wanted to ask you, how does one really feel? I mean, a woman, when after something like that happens. I mean, I know it's something you feel, but do you feel like, does it something that weighs on you that stays with you as well, or do you just, because some I've known, and this tripped me out, especially this one chick. I mean, years ago I found out like she had like 7, 8 abortions, and just kind of said it like, I'm just so does it become.
It's a responsibility that we have as adults. It's a responsibility that we have as humankind, human nature. At the time I was young.
Can I say something? But like you said, it was for adults. But you say you were a young teen mom and you were making a teen decision. So how does a teen reconcile or apply that?
I had no help. I didn't have anybody to talk to. And what after it happened, and this is the crazy thing, I can still remember to this day, that's how traumatic it was for me. It wasn't just something, oh, well, let me just go and sleep around, or let me go and just do this. Oh, because I know if that happens, there's somewhere I could go to get rid of the baby. No, that wasn't my situation.
But it seems like people that's why they want it out there. Like you said, that's what G-Lew said. He just said that there was a girl did it 7 times like it ain't nothing. It's one thing that I noticed. It's like anything else. You do it one time and you get away with it. The second time it's easier.
It's like almost like how these youngsters kill. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like once they do it once.
You know what? Honestly, for me, it wasn't easy. And I said to myself, I would never do that again in my life. And because when it happened after I went through with the process and I came home and nobody knew, I didn't want nobody to know. I was ashamed. It wasn't like it wasn't just the thing to do because it was there and it was free. You know what I'm saying? I was ashamed. I have a heart, and there was a commercial that came on and it explained what they do to the babies, that they suck the arms off and with the vacuum.
Like what is that? What is that process like? So that's
they suck the baby out and they just vacuum them out and they put them in a little jar and just put them back. So when I heard that after I had did it, that really broke my heart. And I'm telling you, it took.
Is it worse the longer they're on, or is it either way? It's still.
Well, the moment that the baby is conceived, it's alive. Okay. It's alive. Okay. It has a heartbeat.
Yeah, it has a heartbeat.
So that's what I was wondering. Is it does it matter if it's just okay?
I mean, to me, it don't matter. But I say the longer on you are, the more traumatic
worse. Yes.
The baby's gonna feel it. Ooh. It's like a lot. It's like someone cutting your arm off or cutting your leg off. You know what I mean?
It has. You know what? From a woman's perspective, that's pretty crazy because as long as the older it gets, the more feelings it has. It's just like you said. Once you find out, the fetus and the sperm, they collide together and they give birth. That's how we're all here, people. But can I say something though? Can I say something? Yeah. If you said that, if there was condoms and birth control pills back then, why wouldn't you take that? If you don't mind me asking.
Because, like, I think, you're talking to her. Go.
Yeah.
Well,
if you knew there was birth control pills or condoms back in the day, well, why wasn't protective sex? Is that something that should be taught more?
That heat of the moment, that heat of the moment, man. People they get in the heat in the moment and they know it's wrong. Like they know a dude even to know I don't have I need a condom, man.
But
he'll just take that. He'll roll the dice. He'll like, man, think about it for a minute. Yeah. But man, do I really want? Hey,
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Roll the dice. Let's go. Man, I just hope I'm okay. Yeah,
guilty.
Let's talk about it. Crazy.
Guilty.
Man.
Guilty. Guilty.
You're in denial that it could happen to you.
Yes. Until it happens.
That's a crazy thing because already when a woman and a man come together, that's what it was created for marriage and for to be fruitful, to bring children into this world, to be fruitful and to create families.
Right. What up, Shani?
For a one night stand or, because I'm basing things on truth that I believe that's truth, and it's biblical. So, we were created to create more, to have generations to come because God loves family. He loves relationships. He loves, making the family bigger, and so, but because these days everything is so unbalanced.
Vivid. Everything's vivid right now. It's just
oh my God. Yes, it is.
There's no foundation. You know
None.
what I'm saying? The
None.
foundation that America was built on, everybody's trying to just put their own
Put
perspective.
their own. Yeah, they changed the game. Like they really like tried to change the game.
You have to say everything. You guys already know we all live in this world, and there's a lot of things that are happening, and then they want to wonder why. So
I think we're in Revelations, bro. I mean,
Yeah, well, you know, if you
seems
really
like
talk
it. Not
about it,
literally, but
I
it
am
seems like
not.
we're really getting there.
something that's not.
I'm not expecting. It's like I didn't expect any of this, you know. Especially the time that we're living. It went from the '60s, the '70s, and the '80s, where everything was pretty cool. The economy was growing, technology was advancing, and now we just hit a roadblock where it's like the end of the world. It's just crazy. Like we went from living,
like she said too. What's
we went
really
from
going
living
on
to killing.
to killing, and then there's no, like she said, foundation anymore. There's no nothing.
foundation
There's
in people's lives to build on.
Yeah, before you guys go any further, that's what I'm saying. Like if I can
IG
say,
and all this, all they promote is
no, but what it
craziness,
is, look at what it is too. But this is my opinion. They're taking away the narrative with this, like you said, not the United States. I'm talking about the whole world, the community, like what a man and a woman really do, like in transparency and purity, with abstinency and love and compassion. We get together, you know what I mean? We create life and we build a family and we learn as we grow. See, when you grow a family, you're learning how to raise children. You're learning how to participate. You're learning how to deal with your emotions. You're doing the whole thing. But now they're cutting the narrative off. We're like saying, hey, well, you know, I don't want to deal with that. Let's cut the baby off. You know, I don't want to deal with this. Let's deal with this. Let's deal with that. You know, it takes away from the man. If you could see, I think honestly, this is my opinion. Even the men are getting bamboozled right now. You know, the man is just like, man, we're they want us to be feminist. They want us to be like, you know, this and that. Homosexuality, hey, I'm not against it, but it's like more prohibitive than anything.
They are pushing femininity to men, like they're trying to demasculate our men at a rapid rate. I mean, I'm just telling you how it is. I'm not saying I'm against anybody or anything, but they are really, you know.
So that's why there's a lot of problems, and it seems like everything's going at edge. Like the world's on its edge right now. It's not just the United States, because you got to understand this country over here sets an example to the whole world.
The whole world, you know? Everyone looks at us.
So
they look at us for everything.
So if abortion's allowed and they're saying it loud over the news, you know, media is publicizing it, the whole world's going to follow. If they're saying that they're going to go against it, they're going to stop it, then the world's going to stop. So that's what I'm saying. Right now, we're at a collision course, is like where, you know, expect the unexpected. You know, we're not just talking about gas prices. We're not just talking about, you know, Roe v. Wade and you know, we're the gun laws. You know what I mean? They're trying to take, you know, there's just so many things, you know, that is taking place where, you know, like this. You said it. You know, I'm glad you said it, G-Lew. Like tonight, expect the unexpected, people. Really.
Yeah.
So it's like basically we have to be prepared. We have to be prepared for what's coming.
What up, Queen?
It's unexpected because we don't know, but we should expect it because it's already unraveling. You know,
it definitely is.
It's unraveling, you know. Good is becoming evil, evil is becoming good.
Exactly. Everything is reversed. Not only Roe versus Ray, but everything is being reversed right now.
And a lot of times too, sometimes people have fear because they don't expect what's happening right now. They never expected this unexpected.
We spoke about that earlier, House of Tattoos. He asked, well, since you're here, a woman is here. You can answer that. How does one, well, you can see the question, right, Mona?
Yeah. How does the panel feel? Well, I mean, honestly, I've experienced that as well, not being pregnant, but I experienced that to say that if I were to become pregnant, my thing, I would have kept the baby. That's my thing. Because
is that because you went through the first process the first time and you learned something, that it was transparent to you, that if God forbid if that would happen to you, that you would overlook it and keep the child? Because that's what a lot of people do. They overlook the situation, because I think, you know, everyone is always focused on the situation and the matter. They're not expecting it. You know, like, oh, you know what? What's your name got pregnant? I mean, why does it have to be a rapist doing it to a female? What about if it was boyfriend John who did it to her and it was unexpected? They're going to do an abortion anyways.
People, women, and they just leave. I mean, at least I know, you know, they don't stay around, and it's not a judgment. It's just, it happens. It could happen. It doesn't take the fact away from that's a baby. To me,
right?
My opinion.
And it doesn't take away that that's the way the world is right now. You know, it's, to be honest, man, there's bad people out there.
You know, and it's no judgment if you know, and I was, let me get back to the OBGYN because I don't want to be one-sided here. I want to be able to show compassion to everybody because it's about love. The main goal is love. The main goal is to have understanding. The main goal is to try to see where they're coming from as well. And I've been on both sides, so I could speak, you know, so, but the thing is that I do have compassion for the women who have medical issues, and you know, but I heard an OBGYN because I was kind of contemplating that. I was like, man, yeah, what if that happens? Or what if the mom's gonna die, the baby? Like, what do? You know what I'm saying? But so it's not necessarily a black and white thing. Right. It's not like, oh, well, nobody can have an abortion, so they just have to die, and the baby has to live, and the mom can't live. No,
Right, they're not saying that, right?
Like this and this, you know.
That's what I was wondering about. How does that work?
Yeah, I was listening to OBGYN, and she said that when these kind of things happen to the women, like when they have these kind of difficulties, or there's certain like things that happen to a woman when she becomes pregnant, whether, you know, there's all kinds of names out there. I don't know any of them. I'm not going to try to act like I know, because I don't, but I know what she was saying. I got the kind of like the overall picture. What she was saying is that when those things kind of happen, as an OBGYN, she just got off a 24-hour shift. She works with babies, she works with women, she works with, you know what I'm saying, with people who have these kind of issues in concerning the abortion side of it, or not necessarily abortion, but having to make that decision during this difficult time of when it's, you know, the baby's involved. She said those kind of things are different from taking a life. It's a whole nother side. It's not, because, you know, at that point you just didn't go and say, well, hey, I'm just gonna do it because I don't want to deal with the consequences, or I'm just going to do it because I don't want to deal with, you know, the responsibility of having another child, or I don't want to deal with it because I have fear that I have 5 kids and I have to have one more. So, oh shoot, I'm not going to have the baby, or, you know what I'm saying? Like they're different scenarios. And you got to understand, this is not to take away from that. We're talking about people who just go and take a life. That's what my thing is I'm
irresponsible.
That's probably why we have less kids.
Irresponsible people.
And that's probably why we have less kids. These, you know, back in the day, I mean, I don't know. Do you remember back in the day, like women used to have like lots of kids, but like 12, 13. I know people that say, you know, my mom had 13 kids. I'm like, wow, that's unbelievable to hear today. I mean, but that's unbelievable for, you know what I mean, to imagine today. But back in the day, they did that.
Yeah, well, it goes back to the foundation. People lost, you know, the truth is there's so many truths out there, you know what I'm saying? The true truth, we know what I believe, everybody has their own truth, but not every truth is the truth. That's why in these days we're being
so would you say the truth is unexpected? Would you say that the truth is unexpected and the lies expected?
You're gonna know.
Wow.
I mean, yeah,
that's deep, homie.
Yeah,
that's deep,
you know,
homie.
because when the truth hits us, a lot of us are, when it slaps us in our face, we're shocked about it. You know, we're shocked about it. You know what I mean? We can't believe it. We can't accept it. But when it's a lie, it seems like it's acceptable. It's okay. I could live with it. I could deal with it.
Because of the majorities going with the lie. So it seems more familiar. It seems more easier to go that way, because go against the grain, you got to walk alone. To go again, stand for truth, there's a lot of persecution. There's a lot of things that, you know, you're gonna have to face. You're gonna have to stand, you know, and
now some
that's what happened. You know, all these years.
That's true right there.
That is true. I remember when I was younger, when someone was pregnant. When my daughter was pregnant, my baby's mother, we both hear that shit for like 5-6 months, man. Right. So it's like, I mean, yeah.
Babe, did you read that comment? Read it.
I remember when I was younger, when someone was young and pregnant, they would hide it from family, would hide it. Now it's the norm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody knew. I just went and did it.
Shout out to Alia.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alia. I didn't tell anybody. I went on my own. You know, I was like, oh, nobody's gonna know. It brings a lot of trauma. You know, it brings a lot of pain. It brings a lot of trauma. It brings a lot of shame. You know, we don't. Who wants to? I mean, the people who are just going about it like saying, oh, like it's just like, you know, just take the water out of the bath kind of thing, you know, that's pretty cruel, but that's my
Wow.
opinion.
Take
But at
the
the
water
same
out of the
time,
bath.
it's like
Wow.
we that's what I was gonna say, like about fear. You know, when we get pregnant and we know our parents are strict, and we're like,
That's,
oh my God, it's a fear factor. You're like, they're gonna beat
you see
me.
that
or-
comment?
Yeah, Shawnee has a good one right there.
Yeah, children and families started being promoted as a burden versus being a gift.
That explains everything, you know. Keep it
Yeah,
real
you're a
right there.
burden.
You know,
You're a
let's talk
burden.
about it.
Exactly.
You
Children
know,
are a gift. Because just
because
if our parents would have said, "Oh, I don't want this kid," we wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
You know, we
Right.
oh, I don't want to have, you know, and it's not a matter. It's just.
Can I say something real quick? Trip out on this. So you guys know my story. You know, my dad was taken away from me at like I was only like 3 to 6 months years old, unexpectedly, right? But did you think that for whatever reason, my mom, if she would have knew that, you know, my dad was gonna pass away unexpectedly, that, you know, she would have conceived me? You know, who knows? You know, maybe not. You know, maybe at the same time when would she would have made a change, knowing that my dad was gonna die, that she would have gave me up for abortion because she didn't want to deal with the situation. I still don't think that even though women have abortions, they still got to remember the trauma and the pain, that it's a mindset. Everything's mental these days. People are forgetting the facts that, you know what I mean, it can mentally distract you. They could go and say that one day it's like a drug addict, you know, taking that, oh, I'm going to try drugs for one time, and mentally they're gone after that. You know, you never know a woman's or a man's emotions when they go into that one time. When a woman goes into a facility and she gets that abortion, that at that time it mentally messed her up. So how can we say that it's an answer to, you know what I mean, whether it's population control or it's just a way of getting rid of the, you know, the people who are rape victims and all that? You know, that's not really the answer. Killing people or babies, especially this title right here, this is what is unexpected to me. Let's instead of saying abortion, they should say let's kill the baby. You know what I mean? They just found a different name for it. You know, no disrespect to anybody out there, but it's just like, hey, instead of the name abortion, they just say, hey, let's just go kill the baby. Let's just keep it real, man. You know.
So in other words,
And then people get mad too when they, like someone just said in the comments, when they can't have a baby anymore, or people that can have babies. You know, so it's like that's, you
What
know
about
I mean?
those ones?
So that's like a
Talk about it. Just talk about it.
people that
And when
can't
people do that, you're that's like a slap in the face to someone who really can have a child. You know, too.
Exactly. It's like selfishness, because the main thing in life is life itself, man. You know, like, come on, like, you know, the main thing about life, it's life itself. You know, where a man and a woman come together. Hey, you got a narrative now. A man could be with a man, a woman could be a woman. Just that's cool, you know. But the point is, like, leave the children out of it. Leave the whole pregnancy out of it. Leave the whole factual that, hey, this is the way life is conducted. Why trying to change it? But, you know, you have those people that have their different opinions, and, you know, their opinions matter, to be honest with you.
And there's some people, I think, that they may try to have kids, like say now, or just they got married or whatever the case, and they're trying to have kids and they can't have them. Like, wow, we're struggling to have. And these may be people that had an abortion maybe back in the day. You know, you think that has an effect on this?
Yeah.
What's going on
But they
now?
don't
Why they
talk
can't have
about it.
kids?
They don't talk about it. They don't talk about that subject. They don't talk about
they
the
probably
women
won't
and the
even-
family and the man that can have children that are trying. You know, let's talk about it. They don't want to talk about that. You know?
Yeah.
And in other words, like for me, like what if you, okay, the reason why you know, women, it's just like, okay, so this is how I see it. Once the baby's conceived, it is a human life. It has a heartbeat. Okay.
Right.
So let's just say, okay, let it go full term, put the baby on the table, and why don't you, because that's what you're doing. You put the baby on the table. Okay, this is your baby, kill it. Think about it. That's what's happening. It's
You know,
like a real baby. Let's just say a woman wants, we're talking about people who are just, they're not being responsible. Okay. We're not talking about people who are raped. We're not talking about people who have illnesses and they're going to, you know, it's a life situation, because these things are important. And it's a very hard decision, even for the family and the moms. And, you know, and I'm believing these things that happen are people who do want to have the child. You get what I'm saying? It's not, oh, well, you know, it's not a scapegoat. It's not a way just to get rid of, because you, like I said, the responsibility, or, you know, it was an accident, or like, how is it an accident when you, like I said earlier, when two people come together, you know what happens when that happens. Whether you're
I seen
And
woman
if you had unprotected sex, you already knew that. You already know.
right.
What
I seen
sometimes it could be an accident, like the
accident,
condom, but whatever. But a lot of times people know what they're doing, right?
yeah, exactly.
You
Subconscious,
weren't ready. The accident means you weren't ready to bring in a baby in this world. Not an accident like, oh, I didn't know that could happen if I went with another, if I slept with a man. You can't say that it's an accident because every woman knows when you sleep with a man, pregnancy is a part
Possibility.
of the process. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I see. You know what the thing is right here? I seen a comment right there from Richard Rodriguez. Shout out. If you want to go back, G-Lew, it talks about right there. What is the history of Planned Parenthood? Honestly, who is behind it? Who is conducting it? That's what we got to see. That's why what I mean. Expect the unexpected. If you're not doing the education, then you don't even know who's behind the scene or who's behind the narrative. It could be somebody that somebody that's that's probably your senator, your doctor, your local, and you're conducting this kind of act. Like, wow, it's crazy,
Let's just say that there was this. Let's just say, for instance, hypothetically speaking, that this was never created. What would you have done?
Right.
You would have to have had the baby and keep the baby and raise the baby.
I think this has become almost like you said. I think over the years, especially like we talked about earlier, if we go back in time and see how many kids were being made and all this to opposed to now, stuff like abortion and things almost sometimes becomes a crutch. Like you said, where people know they could just go, okay, we could just go get an abortion. You know what I mean? And just becomes, common for people who don't want to, like you said, for whatever reason. And a lot of times it's for the wrong reason. Dude got a wife, he cheated, or whatever the case is, for bad reasons. Go ahead.
Women's rights, but who's speaking for the baby? Who's the voice for the baby? They have a right to live too. Who's speaking for them?
I'll tell you who spoke for them. Yeah, I'll tell you who spoke for them. The federal court did. The federal court spoke for them. I'll tell you that.
So do we know? Do people know or are aware of the states that are pro and like the ones who banned it and the ones who have not? Do we know these states? And someone else said earlier, because this could be an issue too, where the states that don't allow it, the people that are in those states, if they're desperate enough, they'll just, okay, let's go over here to this state, just like they go to Vegas or something. You know what I mean? So
well, that's there's so laws that they're gonna have to discuss this, and they're trying to make so many paperwork, so many laws, the transitions, the do's and the don'ts, and all that.
Right.
Like we already know that California. We already know that California is for pro-abortion. I mean that's what they are. Hey, that's what it is. I live in this state, and hey, I respect the people who respect that. But at the same time, if you see me at the voting line saying I'm voting against it, hey, don't be surprised.
I was just reading that comment from Traveling Charlie where it says, when Roe and Wade overturned the Illinois Republic. But see, that's the thing. It's not even about white or black or Mexican. For me, great comment. But it's still a baby, whether white, black. You know what I'm saying? It's still a life for me. And that I didn't even know that. That's pretty sad that came out like that, like a white, they said the white, whatever.
That's crazy. Charlie got the facts, huh?
Yeah.
Charlie, let's talk about it.
But it is, like I say, and it's something, like I said, everybody else has to educate themselves, and people, they act like they didn't know this was coming. It was overturned. I heard the news. They were talking about it because somebody, if you guys remember, like 2 months ago,
why did this come up? Why did this even come up?
Somebody leaked something. Remember? Oh, we heard there was a big leak that, the Supreme Court, that the people who voted, the Trump judges, that they were the Trump judges that they were going to change the Roe v. Wade. And they knew about it 2 months ago, so don't act like you guys didn't know. And next you know, when it came out to happen like last week, it
shocked the world. That shook up the world right there. That shook up the world right there. It looked like everyone. I don't think no one was paying attention because it looked like everyone was caught off guard. Like, what the hell just happened?
Expect the unexpected.
The reality is, it was a long-awaited victory.
Man,
long-awaited victory. we've been, I mean, personally, I've been praying, I don't want to, and yes, since that time that it happened to me, I have changed my decision. I have became more mature in my decisions. I have changed the way that I thought, and in the trauma that happened to me, I would never, I don't care under any circumstance, even though I was, I did play a part in that, and that's,
Yeah, I
You
heard,
said
that.
Democrat states will pay
Yeah.
for the travel, but look, do you think? But they can't. That's where federal government step. I was gonna say, do you think they're gonna make it to where it's gonna be implicate like where you can't just come just because you're from a state that doesn't allow you can't come over here and do
Well,
this?
it all
How
depends. It all depends on the people now. It's like the gun rights, right? You can't bring a gun over here. It has to go through, through the whole
right.
process. So
But
I'm
that
pretty
don't mean
sure, like,
that's gonna happen. But
it doesn't mean it's
that's
going
just
to
gonna
happen,
make it
or
that's just gonna make it more, you know how that goes.
more challenging. If it does happen, it's not, because guess what? It's going to be involved in a lot of our tax paying money, bro. And I am about to give no money to nobody that's unnecessary, that can be a little bit more responsible on their sex life. You know what I'm saying? So now, what I mean, me, as I'm already paying high taxes in California already. Now I gotta wait for you to come over here and pay taxes when you're coming from Michigan, Illinois, or so forth, and you want to have an abortion in my state, but I gotta pay for it. Like, nah, you see me at the voting lines or at the lines, and I'm gonna vote against it, man. That's not right.
But this is going to open up a whole new market. Just like you now, when you have things like this, it's going to be. I'm serious. It's going to be a market for things like this, bro. And there's going to be money involved. This is because this
you know
becomes
what?
when people go have to go against the grain and there's laws, just like
About money.
alcohol, drugs,
You
everything. People are going to
what?
make a way to make that happen.
We've seen it with the prohibition with alcohol, the
That's what I'm
guns law.
saying. So this is nothing new.
And expect the unexpected. There's gonna be, because everything is about the dollar,
Exactly.
and
So
you're gonna
you don't think it's going to be people going to have ways to
have
make
to
it happen
go,
for you if you
you
got the
know,
dollar?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's really going to
And
become dangerous though
that's
for people that shouldn't be doing it trying to do it. You know
if
what I
something
mean?
happens to them bad, they're in a bad place. They're using bad tools, instruments.
Yeah.
They're not in the proper care of a doctor.
That's what's
You're
going to
gonna be
happen.
hearing more of those
That's
things
what's
going
going to
on.
happen.
You want to be still rebellious. You know what I'm saying?
So they're gonna put their lives even more at risk, and
That's what's
because
going to
people
happen.
are people are willing to
They
go.
want to have their way. It's not necessarily about a choice. It's the generation now is this a rebellious, so you want to have your way. You want your way. You want it now. You want it hurry up. People don't like to wait. They don't like to, be you know what I'm saying? Wait to do it the right way. They want it now because it's
Well, right. Let me try to give you guys, maybe, if you guys don't mind, maybe a resolution, a small one.
Right.
My
Right.
opinion.
Right.
Let me try to give my opinion on a
Go ahead. Bring it
resolution.
back.
I think that possibility, if they can, if we're gonna start paying taxes for, things like this, maybe in the near future for this type of situation, so because that somebody's gonna have to pay for it. Why wouldn't we invest in money to educate our kids back again on, like, sex education, right? Why I think that our money, we should get more for the dollar. We should get more for the dollar, and go and see if we could educate our young teenagers that are in school and teach them a little bit more about the birds and the bees, because I remember I had a sex education class, and it's not just about sex, that to teach kids more, that there's a responsibility behind it, and let them know that there's consequences, that, hey, if you go this narrative, you get pregnant, that these, because let's not say, what about the women that had deaths among surgery? They're taking women take a big challenge and a big chance, putting their body against the narrative, trusting in the doctor that this is going to be conducted, even though it was done 1,000 times. It's still, you're still at risk. Would you say that?
There's a lot of risks involved in anything you do in surgery. When you go under the knife, like, it's not necessarily just this situation. It's in any situation. When you get plastic surgery, you hear a lot of women passing away because, something went wrong in the room. Like, in anything in life, there's risks, you know what I'm saying? And so that could be, I mean, I can understand, you know, and I think honestly it should be taught in the home first, because we can't depend on our schools
Right.
to
Right.
teach children. Because I mean, look at what they're trying to teach them now under our nose.
Yeah. Yeah. They're trying to teach the children the wrong. Yeah. You know how to
That, you
they
know,
have drag queens. They're teaching them how to be feminist, okay with their bodies. You're
we
right.
don't depend on anybody else. As parents, we have to be responsible adults to teach our children, you know, what is right, not necessarily right or wrong, but what, you know, to have
The
to value
consequences.
themselves first, to value themselves first. Because if you teach your child their value and what their worth is as a human being, they won't go and
Facts.
do a one night stand, or you know what I'm saying. They'll
Facts. I like
value
that.
who they are.
Right.
They'll
Right.
Respect
value,
that,
they will want to
Monica.
be with, you know, because they're looking
That's
for
facts.
love. They have to value their own. They have to be loved unconditionally. They have to be, you know, guided. They have to be taught. They have to be, you know, disciplined. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go
Right.
to a child. You have to discipline them. You know, you have to, and
Yep.
it's not. It's
Yep.
honestly, it starts in the home. So once, and
So
that's
I don't mean to cut you off, but like you said, if you had like, because I know your story, you didn't have a father figure, you did anything your mother can. So if your mother and your father were there diligently, you probably would not have had children at a
I
young
wouldn't
age.
have done a lot of
Possibility.
done. I wouldn't have done you go, because honestly, my family don't believe in that. I did it being rebellious. You know what I'm saying? I did it because honestly, I didn't want. I had my two kids already, and the way the situation was, I felt like, but it was a selfish decision. But at the time, I believed the lie, saying, "Oh, well, I don't want to have to bring another kid into this world, into this the life that I was living." But how could that be a good thing for the baby? You know, oh, why? Because I made a mistake, so I don't want to deal with it. You know, that's pretty much what I was saying. But at the time, what I was thinking and the mindset that I had is that I was doing a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I was doing a good thing because who wants to
Do
bring
you
another
do you,
to
do
this
you think
world,
relation?
have a father, and it's gonna be all bad. You know, like that's how I was thinking at the time.
Yeah,
But
because if you teach kids at home the way it should be done, and if my daughter knows that, damn, if my dad finds out that I'm pregnant, he's gonna kill me. You know what I mean? So
oh, I
it
saw
gives them something. It gives them
At least to
something to
think
think
about.
about.
At
it's
least think
It
fear.
gives
about.
them something that there's consequences in life. You know
Right.
what I mean? The durability, the accountability that happens. So
Let me share
and,
something about the fear. Fear and
yeah.
love.
Well, it's not weird. I want to say it's all
And like,
fear.
oh
It's
my
just
God,
respect.
they're gonna judge me, they're gonna ridicule me, they're gonna put me down, they're gonna make me feel less than. See, and that's a
Hey,
type of parent. You
Monica,
could
let me ask you, both of you guys. But Monica, I know you had a son way earlier, years ago. But before you had your daughter, how was it harder? What's the difference between raising a boy and a girl? Was it harder or easier or what?
well, honestly, I didn't raise my kids.
Wow.
I really didn't. My first daughter I raised was Memory. You know, like I said, if you guys know my story, so that's why I don't judge anybody, because I mean I raised my son till he was 2. You know, I did raise him, but I raised my daughter till she was 6 months old. But I had a drug addiction, so you know a lot of that was, like I said, it started from not having a father in a home. It started because I didn't know my value. I didn't know my
So
value.
even that itself was unexpected, being a
How was
teenage mom and everything.
life if I didn't even value myself? How was I going to value life when I never was valued? So all that came from the foundation of my home.
Right.
I had no foundation. I had to create a foundation. And the way that I did that was I thought as I went, that's how I learned, because I never was taught. You know, and so and I know a lot of people out there, oh well, how could you give up your kids and all that? There's always two sides to a story.
It's like a cycle. There was a
That's
cycle.
right. I'm at the people who are making these decisions, because it's deeper than just the decision they made at the moment. There's a lot of, it's like the homeless, you know what I'm saying? You got people out there, oh well, why don't they just get a job, or why don't they this? Well, they have mental health issues.
Right.
They don't even know what it looks like to get a job. They can't even think straight. They don't even know, you know what I'm saying? So all of this always comes back to the mental state people are in when they make these decisions. It always comes back to the life they grew up in, the lifestyle, what they were taught, generational things. And that's why today I try to fight the things that I wasn't taught, that I don't want to repeat that in my family, my next generation. I don't want to continue that cycle by being naive and not trying to learn for myself to say, hey, you know what? It stops when it hits me. I have to make that decision.
I think about, like you said, the homelessness and the people, like you said, that they don't realize this really real mental health is like some of these people are really, mentally ill, and it's just like sometimes I look at sometimes when I'm dealing with the homeless or just out there or whatever, and then you see some of the people or some of the ones that are really gone, you know what I mean, and it always makes me think, how did they get there? It had to have been something before. Because it's not a coincidence. Before we used to just say, "Oh, that's a crazy person." It's like rare, but there are so many of these same people that you think are crazy, talk to themselves or whatever you can consider crazy. So I'm like, how did they get there?
So I
And
can
then
tell
at this
It's
point, they're
called,
thrown away. People don't even care about them no more.
it's called, you know what it's called? My pastor said this a long time ago, and it made sense right when I heard it. It's called cause and effect, my boy. You never know, something caused them, and it most likely at a young age, where it's affecting their life at a longer age, and their later years. So it's always like you said, there's trauma in the house. That's where it all begins. Psychologically, a lot of things in the next generation, how confidence, how we could restore and rebuild our generation is showing them love in the household, showing the moral values and the old tradition and the old roots. And people are opposition like that. They don't want to follow the rules. They don't want to follow the laws. They're trying to break every law. Their narrative is like, why am I going to do this when I could do this? And that's where the world is at right now. Everything and anything's acceptable right now. If you see it on TV, you see it on Instagram, you see it on Facebook, and all these people and all these, they're not even exploiting it. They're not even trying to like cut it down. And unless you're saying something positive or you're saying something like kind of that's like offensive towards them, then they want to shut you down.
And I can honestly answer that, because most of the questions that are going on here, these are life experiences I lived. And I can speak, because that's the type of person I became because of everything that happened to me. And
well, I'll tell you what, better you than me, man. So explain it, girl.
And so, you know what I'm saying? So you see those crazy people out there, that's what I was becoming because of what happened to me. Right. And that's why I can have compassion for them and I can relate to them, because until you've walked in their shoes, you will never understand what they're going through. Right. And so I became that crazy person. That was me. And so that's why I'm so thankful, you know what I'm saying? Because I just needed like one more step and I would never return back to
that's what I'm saying. So how that's what I mean too, how far, because that's a blessing for you to come back. Some of these people you look, it's like you just, there's no way they're coming back because they're just, I don't know, you know what I mean? But how far is, like you said, you were maybe one step away. So how does one know when
it's cause and effect, because it starts, it's all the stuff you don't deal with that piles up, and it just, you're not dealing with it, and you just go, and then what you do, you sedate yourself, and because you can't, what you do, people think what they do they get away with. Right. No, you don't get away with nothing. That's a lie. You will eventually.
God is watching. Yeah, it's a receipt. I'll say that too. It's a receipt for everything. I learned that too as I got older. Really learn about how stuff works. Like you say, man. Yeah, nothing is going unnoticed. You just may think it is for that time, for that moment.
And another thing, look at, you're trying to rehabilitate. You're trying to make a conversation. You're trying to make a relationship with a person that's been on the streets so many years. And then imagine trying to talk to him and tell him what a blessing, tell him what I love you, tell him I want to help you. Imagine how that feels to them. They have to be taught that again. And it is, and us raising, since we're talking about conversation. Since we're talking about Roe v. Wade and everything, they're like a child. They're like a child. Everything has to be taught since they're young. It's rehabilitation to where they're at right now in their mindset. But there is no program that I know that's like that besides God, bro. You know what I mean? That tells you about love, compassion. See, now the system's gonna fail you. You gotta understand that the system's already failing us big time, man. You know, you can see the gas prices, you can see Roe v. Wade, you can see, you know what I mean, cops are getting shot, you know, people are, you know, it's all about color
Yeah.
and narrative, you know, they're just
Yeah.
right, you know, homosexuality,
It's bad
you know,
right now, man.
religion.
I'm telling you. If you look at everything as a whole, that's why I just said it's revelations in some way, because it's like if you look at everything in a bowl right now, what's going on, you will see all that you just said, bro. It's like
So the easiest way, there's two ways you could do it, whether you're going to accept it or be in denial. You're going to expect it or you're going to unexpect it. And you know what I mean? It's sad to say, when we see these type of people on the streets, we're not expecting it. So what do? We turn our head the other way, man, you know?
the other way, to try to get
You
away.
know, and but we're expected to go and give
Wow.
them a helping hand, but we don't, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
and we're expected to tell the truth, but we don't, you know? So
and
it's,
reality is,
But at one point, now at what like can someone do though at this point? Because you know, like
you
this, even with me, even what I deal with the homeless a lot and give things, and but when what I'd rather give them now, whenever if I can, it's something like water, food, or you know, but you know they want money, but it's like you know what they're gonna do if you give them money.
yeah.
So it's like how do you separate that?
the
I got
thing-
I got two answers.
what I
Go
give
ahead,
them,
babe.
because that's not going to help them. What I give them is a reminder that they are loved, is a reminder that they're not forgotten, and that they matter. That's a seed. That's worth more than anything you can give them, because what you give them in the natural is temporary.
Right.
And
Exactly.
you go home, you write their name on your prayer list, and
Wow.
you
So you're saying what you could really give them is really care, actually care, than just throw them $1 and go about your day and feel like you really did something. That's what people do. If they give
Okay,
them
so-
$1, they feel like I should be blessed now.
I'll tell you what I do, bro. I go, you know, I encounter a lot of homeless people because I've been homeless myself, right? So I did what everybody else wanted when I was out of the streets. I would want them to do, interact with the person, man. You know, engage with them, tell them hi, what's your name, build a conversation before you give them money, before you give them anything else. Give them a little bit of hope and censorship, and bring them back to reality. You know, try to go on their level one day. Yeah, they're gonna do the drugs. Yeah, you're gonna give them $1 still. Yeah, they're gonna buy something to eat. But let them know, if you could tell them something like, hey, during that conversation, say, hey, you know, it was nice meeting you. I love you. I care for you. You know what I mean? I'm going to pray for you, or I'm going to buy you something to eat, you know, then that goes a long way. You just got to, like my wife said, you just got to acknowledge them at that point, man, and love them where they're at, because that's a
Like you
big,
said, just acknowledge them as somebody at
that's
least,
it.
like a
That's it, man. Because
Instead of
at
looking past them.
that point, don't know that, hey, you acknowledge me and you know my circumstances. You help me at that moment, but I know you can't help me out through, you know, in the longevity way. You know, that's something that I have to work on. You know.
So, cause
Hey,
see,
nah,
that's all
house.
we're used to.
Let me address house. Never expect any. No, I don't expect. I was speaking generally, bro. Me personally, I don't expect anything. I whatever I give is that's what I was saying from my heart, and
Right.
you know what I
No,
mean.
you're
Whatever.
good, you're good. It's just I'm trying to get to the root of the problem,
Right.
because a lot of times that's the thing. I'm the root. I'm going for the root, because we can fix things on the surface, but if we don't deal with the root, they're gonna be still in the same place. You know, we have to deal with the root. Everybody in our life, we have roots. We have the canker root. That's the main root. You got all the little roots. That's all the things that happen to us. But once you get to that main root, that thing has to be yanked out and pulled out. That's the only way. That's what happened to me. That's the only way that I was able to continue in my life, because somebody cared enough to say you matter. Somebody cared, because you know how many times people pass them by? You know how many times people ignore them? You know how many times people talk about them, judge them? It's because that's what we do, right? That's the norm.
Yeah.
So, you know,
But that's not normal, though. That's not normal.
it's not, but you know, and it's not a judgment towards anyone. I'm just speaking on their behalf. I'm giving them a voice because that was me. So in order for me to educate others, that's why I say what I say. It's not being harsh or and giving them money and drinks and all that. Yes, that's great. I'm not saying don't do that or stop doing that, or that's not a
Nah,
good
that
thing.
made a lot of sense. What you said, involved, like you said, really act like you really care, that can conversate with them and talk. if that's what it is. Like you said,
People are
I
so
respect
busy
that. I
in their own
respect that.
life, they don't take
Because
the time to stop and say,
yeah,
"Hey, how are you? What's your name?" You know,
Yeah, yeah.
that
That's
makes
what
a
hey,
lot
that's
of
what I
sense.
ask for. I always ask,
Because
what's their
people,
name? That's what I do.
and you know what? Because that's what people do. Instead of doing that, someone would rather feel better if they did, give them $1 and walk away. But they'll feel in their heart, they'll really feel like, okay, I did my part. But you're
Let's
saying it's
yeah.
deeper than that. It's way deeper
Let's
than that.
let's let's
there's
talk about it. Let's talk
there's
about it.
Let's
Hold on,
talk
hold on.
about it.
Yeah. Let's
there's
talk about it.
but give them the unexpected. They're not
Yeah, let's
expecting.
talk about it. Look at it's crazy how we're talking. It's crazy how we're talking about, what I mean, Roe v. Wade, about children being murdered, and killed at a young age. But look at these people at an old age. What I mean, you don't give an abortion child a name because it's going to be aborted. But these people are homeless, and so honestly, it's like they're aborted. They're still aborted. These homeless people that are out there psychologically, they're aborted, and they have a name.
Mm.
So there's life itself, life being dead, and life being dead alive. It's just crazy. And it's crazy on these topics. First, we're talking about abortion. Now, homelessness is another big
Yeah,
factor that's taking place
yeah, man.
around.
We really just jumped into.
It's
We didn't
just,
plan it. It's just this.
hey,
Expect the
expect the
unexpected.
unexpected.
Expect the unexpected.
Let me tell you a story. Can I share a story? My
Yes,
wife would
sir.
my wife would testify when it comes to homelessness. So me and my wife, what I mean, like 6-7 years ago, we were going tough times. Money, the economy was going crazy, and we had to relocate. Right, we had to come from San Diego. This was our first stint coming back to LA. So my aunt was helping us out. What I mean, she was going to help us. What I mean, she housed us for like 2 days,
Mm.
and because we already found a place, thank God, and everything. So I had all the feria with me, right? I had all the money, right? And I felt like I was so broke, man. Like I felt like I had nothing. So this homeless man, comes at us right at the food for less, asking for money, as they do. And I was so pissed off because I was looking at my circumstances. I lost my apartment, I had to relocate, this and that. And I was trying to hold on to every dollar that I had, right? And this guy comes and he tells me, he's all, sir, you know how they do it traditionally. Hey, you have some spare change you could give me? And I told him with the angry situation, I said, no, I don't have no money. I don't have nothing. I have nothing to give you. You know what I mean? Because I was mad at my situation.
Right.
And humbly, you know what he does? He tells me, you know what, brother? God bless you, man. Say God has more than what you need. And when I looked at, he walked away. And to be honest with you, G-Lew, we had $2,500 in our pocket. Yes, I was gonna use it for the first and last month's rent. You know what I mean? I was saving my money.
Right.
But in honesty, he gave me a reality check. He told me that I had more money than he did, and he's out there on the streets, homelessness. And psychology, I'm thinking that he's more, gone than I am. In all reality, I was gone and he wasn't. In reality, I had more money than he did. I had $2,500, and he still had the audacity to tell me in good faith, God still loves you and God's gonna bless you, bro. And that, when I know that guy, homelessness, don't look at the bad situations in your life. Don't be deceived by those situations, because those situations has a message to it. And that guy spoke life into me, and I broke like a baby in the parking lot. Do you remember that, baby?
Yeah,
I was just like, I cried like a baby.
Right.
because you see, and that's the thing, it's the heart of the matter. It's not what we have, and that's the problem with the world. People want to have status. They want to look like they are doing well. You know what I'm saying? But what about the heart? That's why God, he looks at the heart. He doesn't look at how much money you have. He doesn't look at where you live. He doesn't look at what you have. It's your heart. We had pride at that time, and this guy was homeless, had nothing, but he had compassion because he knows what it's like to go without. He knows what it's like to be hungry and not to have. He knows what it's like to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times we forget the true meaning of fellowship, of being there for one another. We're so busy in trying to be successful, get this, get that. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that becomes your motivation, then you're going down the wrong road.
Facts.
That's
what's going on these days. That's exactly what is going on.
No stability. No stability going on. They wanted to look ruckus, but it's
Everyone,
okay.
like she said, wants the status. They want to be looking like this or whatever,
Yeah.
and they'll do whatever it takes. And they'll do whatever it takes to get there. Whether they got to step on someone, rob someone, kill someone, they'll do whatever it takes just to fake that status that they still won't have.
Hey, Pops, let me tell you how many you know, man. I know people right now, man, they're behind their car payments and they're all this and that. And, they're balling like crazy. They're buying this but they're trying to keep up with the Kardashians, bro.
Right.
Not living not living in their means, but since there's social media and there's a narrative going on right now that you have to be rich and part, you got to show your gold, you have to show your money. But in reality, you're broke, man.
Yeah.
You're broke.
But you know what? Like I said, it's not about being broke. You're broke when you don't have love. You're broke when you don't have compassion.
Yeah, broke is not there like a dollar because money come and go. You can get a grip tomorrow. But like you said, if you don't have the right mind state, the heart, the everything going on right, you'll lose it right. You can't keep it. You know what I mean? Because you're doing scandalous stuff. You're doing, you know what I mean? So it don't matter.
The right place to be is to stay brokenhearted and to stay tender.
Living. Right.
If you're not broken, how are you going to relate to others? Because if you feel like, you've arrived or you made it or you know everything, how you going to be a living water to someone?
Are you going to have the answer to the question?
And it's not easy. It's not easy living this life, living this type of way, because majority of people are not living this way. And I'm not. Right. I don't get the glory. God gets the glory. I wouldn't be here right now. I'm supposed to be dead. I'm supposed to be in a loony bin. I'm supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't even be sitting here. So one thing I try to do is keep that close to my heart. And so all the situations that are going on, the reality is, you know what I'm saying? And I tell this to my husband all the time. There's politics. The reality of everything that's going on with the same sex and this and that and the restrooms this is the bigger picture. It's good and evil. That's it.
Yeah, that's a good point that you said, because we're talking about women's body. We're talking about the feminist of the man, and now how it's involved in sports right now. But then again, like the narrative, they want a man to be able to go into a female's restroom. You know what I mean? You're conducting. That's how rape.
Man, come on, man.
That's how rape. That's how rape happens. That's how rape happens. Like things like that. When you start opening up the door to certain things, but then, but you want to blame the system. You know what I'm saying? So what it is that there's no system that was really implemented besides God's word and the foundation of this world, man. And we're totally going against it. We're totally running and accepting, but it's crazy. And I hate to say it, it's the younger generation. So you youth that are out there, you young people, I hope you guys re-educate yourself, look at all the narratives and teach yourself and go based on facts and reality, to tell you the truth.
But it's like almost like a war against like even in households and men and spiritual, but even men like raising like see now, like I said earlier, they're demasculating our men at a rapid rate, these youngsters. So they're growing up confused, and it's harder to kind of have strong men these days, real men. And that's no disrespect or anything. It's just facts. You know what I mean? Because they're a little confused now, and they're just like, so
or not only confused, but they're like, we're pushed against the wall, man. Like, man, how are we supposed to act? Like, man, if I go tell this guy, rather I'm too strong, I'm too aggressive, you know what I mean? Or and if I show sensitivity, then then I have a sign of weakness. So like, it's just like I go based on the old school. I go back to my old school. You know what I'm saying? I go back to what my grandparents taught me, to my forefathers taught me, to the Bible has taught me. Like, hey, I'm a man, and I'm supposed to be with a woman. I love all people at the same time.
That's the way of the land. That's the way God. There's no way around it, man. You cannot
follow the rules.
Cannot, and I don't even want to go there because I'm not going to go there. But it's just the facts, though, bro. The facts.
This is Big D and the G-Lew.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
Monica,
2 plus 2 equals 4. Man, this is real up in here. We getting real up in here tonight, man. We getting real up in here tonight, man.
Oh my God. Hey, G-Lew's about to come out. People, don't let him go there. You know what I mean? Don't let him go there,
man.
Oh man. But
let's talk about it.
But when you guys were talking about the restrooms and stuff, I even get confused. I'm like, I look up, I see like 2 people. I'm like, am I supposed to go in this one or not? Like,
right? Yeah, you do. You have to look. You have to really look. Yeah, that's
that's a darn shame.
That's
imagine how. So look at this. So imagine how the children feel, bro. Can you believe that? And we wonder why the generations are acting the way they are is because what we're allowing and what the politicians and these other people trying to teach. They're trying to teach our kids and raise our kids. So if you parents that are out there, you want to give your kids to society and let them go on social media and do what they're doing, don't
push it.
You know, they're
push
pushing
it down
stuff.
your throat. Like the stuff I see on TV, the stuff I see on TV. Now you have to be regular television. You have to be censored now. Used to be like cable was censored. Now, because the stuff they push is like you almost want to. If you have a kid, you want to like no. You know what I mean? The stuff from real for real. It's like the stuff they show on television is ridiculous,
Pops,
man.
Pops, check this out, Pops. You know what I mean? Check this out. Like something like South Park, right? A bunch of crazy stuff on it, Simpsons and all that stuff. I rather watch freaking the Traviesos, what's reality, dog. You know what I'm saying? I rather watch Traviesos, and give you a little glimpse how some youth in the neighborhoods act and become, you know what I mean, not a law-abiding citizens to, you know what I mean, what's going on instead of South Park exploiting the devil. You know what I mean? Sexual,
man.
All
and
that
that's what I'm
stuff.
trying to say. That's what they teach. That's why the kids nowadays is so. It's a lot.
But Monica
take
said
in. It's a lot they take in these days.
Hey, Pops, Monica said it perfect earlier. It's the responsibility of the parents and the home. So, but see, that's why abortion is being allowed, because people these days, the young people, they don't want to be responsible. So the best way is to seal it and deal it. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're trying to do. You know, let's just go to the doctor and we'll end this problem. You know,
like that's hilarious. How far away?
Hold on, man. I didn't see that. Nobody said the real question is
because it's all dark in here. You know? Oh my God, that's crazy, man. You know what I mean?
That was funny. That was funny right there. That was funny.
We need a little laugh. Thank you. Appreciate that, Travis. We need a little humor in here. You know what I mean?
Sounds so serious, but these are all serious situations, and a lot of people take them not serious. I'm serious. When it comes to things like this, I'm real serious. Because if we love our kids, we have to be serious, because this doesn't just only affect us; it affects our kids, their kids. What are we leaving them with when we go? What kind of world are we leaving them in?
Right. It's scary.
So
it's scary. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even want to be here when my time is past no more. Like I'm ready. Boy, I don't know what's about to come, man.
What are we doing about
Expect
it now?
the unexpected, bro.
Are we being a voice? No. What are we
doing? Babe, but G-Lew's all like, I don't even know. G-Lew's all, I don't even know what to expect for. You better, brother. This is your show, your title. You know, your title. You know what I'm saying?
No. I'm just saying, like here, like in the future, man, it's gonna be crazy. Because she said, "What are we gonna leave? You know, what are we gonna leave the kids to? You know what I mean? These generations, the generations that are coming, is just."
What inheritance are they gonna
have? It's kind of scary, to tell you the truth, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You know, I feel for my daughter, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't have more kids. You can ask my wife, because I was like, man, I don't know the future.
Same with me.
You know, I was just like, you know, I thought about it. You know what I mean? I thought about it. Let's talk about it. I thought about it. You know what I mean? I was selfish. You know, I wanted my mom, my wife to treat me like the baby. And, you know, I wanted all the attention and everything. So, but I didn't want my future kids or have a bunch of kids and go through this matter and this hardship. And I'm kind of glad, because it's kind of scary, man. Gas prices are up. The economy's crashing. You know, they're talking about a depression. You know, there's so much division amongst men, women, you know, babies. Wars are going on. There's just so much stuff. And if you're not following all at one time. There's really no safe haven besides God, man. So if you're going to expect the unexpected, if you want to be expected, you want to know what's going on, let me tell you something. Read the Bible, man. You know, have your faith. You know, love your wife. Teach your children. Go to school. You know, support the system. Support the homeless. Support, you know, don't advocate. If you're going to be an advocator, you know, do it for the things that are really, that make that extends life from generation to generation, not the way it's going now, where they just want to kill, you know, the whole world, man. You know, but
like
good luck with
more
that.
Than anything, live with a purpose. Like you said, more than anything, stop just living for whatever you think it's about, or just to be like image or whatever. Bump all that. Live
For
with
the
a purpose.
yeah.
Live with a
Live
purpose.
for the
Find that
purpose.
purpose.
Don't live for temporal things. Live
Yeah.
for things that are going to be eternal. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because the guarantee in life, like Robert always used to tell me, there's one guarantee we're all going to have.
Gonna die. That part. That's the only thing that is guaranteed. All the other stuff we don't know, but it definitely is guaranteed you are gonna die one day.
What
So
legacy are you leaving? How are
that
people
part.
going to know you by
That
when
part.
you're gone? You know what I'm saying? Well, what are they going to know you by? You know, that's what lasts a lifetime.
And most importantly, what is God gonna know you by? Because that's what you got to deal with after.
Oh
We
yeah.
don't know what we go to after, but you know it's better to be in good standings than to not be. I'll say that much.
And you know what? And that's the thing. Love. God loved us. He loves us. He's fighting for us every day.
Right.
Every day.
Oh yes,
Every day.
yes.
He's fighting for us. He's merciful.
Sometimes we fight against it. We fight against them. You know what I mean? We got to learn to start working with them.
Hurt 1,000,000 times, he'll still come back for more.
Oh yeah.
No matter
Yeah.
what.
But you don't want to wait till that last time when it's too late, because you know he's always
No,
there, but
Rama,
he can't have you back all the time though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
it's decisions, man. Just like we were talking earlier, man. You can't have sex or unsafe sex without taking a chance of getting that pregnancy, man. It might happen,
That
and then
part.
you're gonna
That
put
part.
yourself in a situation where the guy has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? He gets away with it
He
easy.
gets on. Yeah, he can get on.
You know, and most of the time he's not even supportive when you go for the
Yeah.
abortion. Guess who's
that's
supportive when you're aborting?
Yeah.
Your family, man. The
Yeah.
mother,
Damn.
the aunt,
Damn.
and all that. So
that's
when
a
you talk
fact.
about abortion, you know what I mean, how far is the family willing to go, man? You know, like, oh, you want to really support Planned Parenthood? Okay, you're gonna take your kids to go get an abortion. Your teenage daughter, your young daughter. You're okay. You're not taking the boyfriend or the husband or your son or anything like that. You know, female are getting humanity, men and women are getting attacked right now, crazy, and these kids in their ideology and everything that they're thinking of, they need to take a reset back, press the reset button and take a good look at themselves and what's really taking place, because I don't think they know from facts to fiction, these people, man.
You know, it's unfortunate that, you know, it's a victory. It's a victory to me. It's my belief.
Yeah. Hey, it's a victory for me. Shoot, I'm living.
It's a long time waited. Like, there's a lot of people who's been praying for years for this, you know, and
so this has really been an issue, like more than people know about. Because if you wouldn't know, you would think everyone felt like how most people are feeling, like pro, choice and all that. You wouldn't think that it was people that are really, like you said, happy for this new law. So
yeah, I was
speak
surprised.
on that.
A lot of people I wouldn't think that were for it, and it shocked me, and I was like, wow, you know. And I understand I don't really think that's what they're saying, that they're for murder or abortion. I don't really think people are saying that. You know?
Well, I beg to differ.
They're just saying they should have a choice. But that choice is blurred, and that's what the problem
they
is.
Made the choice the moment we laid in that bed.
But not only that, look at this. Look, the reason why it makes me think about it is because who are the people that are really supporting this? Hollywood, government. You know what I mean? All these people that have control of a lot of things, and it's just like, man, their agenda and is getting more exposed every day. It's the same people. It's the same people that keep exposing themselves.
We can't count this stuff strange because it's in the book. This is how it's supposed to happen. It says our redemption draws nigh. There's no way we. Because if you do count it strange, then I mean, you must love this life more. Because.
But let me ask you this: do you think it would be different if like in the beginning when they had the law, or people before it was pro, when they had the choice to do it? Do you think it should have been well, I know you don't think, because you're pro life, period, but do you think if they would have had, like, say, laws in order, like where people can abort, but just like guns or whatever, you have to have a background or find out why you were getting an abortion? Was it because you were raped, or was it because of certain circumstance, or it's just because you want to have an abortion?
For the right.
Yeah, do you think it would be different then?
Well, that's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy how you said that, bro.
That's a real good question because
And you even mentioned like the gun laws. Like, to tell you the truth, when people talk like I'm pro gun and all that stuff, but why in the hell do us human beings even need a gun at all
In the
in
first
life?
place, yeah.
Why
that
the
part.
hell do we need
That part.
tanks, missiles?
That's what
Why
I
do we
said,
need
bro.
freaking
That's what I
ICBM
said.
bombs? Why do we need
That's
stuff
what I
that's going to
said.
destroy? So we're destroying each other militarily, weaponly. You know what I mean? Psychologically. You know what I mean? Mankind, womankind. It's like we're just destroying each other, man, in all
Yeah.
aspects, in all ways. But
Yeah.
see, that's why there's laws that are prohibiting and stopping certain things that you can't conduct. If I get busted for drunk driving, there's a consequence that's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to jail, bro. Why? Because not only can I kill myself, I could kill other people at the same time because I'm not being responsible. You
Right.
know, a car's a weapon, man. But that's where
Right.
it is. There shouldn't be there's no guns, no
It shouldn't be,
missiles.
not alone guns. They should have guns on the market where, like you said, it has a 100-round clip and it's automatic this, and people can just buy these guns. That shouldn't even. I don't think that should even be allowed. If it's not military or, you know what I mean. Why are those guns, regardless if it's a gun check? Why can someone go and buy this type of gun? What do you need this gun for?
How in the hell is an 18-year-old kid gonna buy a gun?
That's what I'm
bro?
saying.
Like,
That's
you know
the guy that did that shit.
Like,
Exactly.
Like, if
I don't get it,
cigarettes and
bro.
alcohol are 21, you know what I mean?
21.
Why wouldn't you? Come on,
That
man.
part.
You know,
That part.
I don't want to hear the hunting. You know what I mean? Because the only thing they're hunting
Nah,
is
man.
hunting humankind, man. You know.
Right.
But
I don't even agree with all that hunting stuff, but I get it. But like you said, why does someone need a you know what I mean? This type of assault rifle or whatever it is with 100, you know what I mean?
Hey, look at that's why look at they're changing our history, bro. You know what I mean? Martin Luther King said himself, Rodney King, why can't we all get along? Martin Luther King said, you know what I mean, that we're supposed to love and abide and follow one another, man. You know, come against racial and color, the diversity, give life and all that. And they're taking away all that, man, you know, and it's black, it's white, it's brown, it's yellow, it's all colors, man, all nationality, and that's and how naive are you? I'm not gonna call you people stupid,
and not even the racial thing because they make it racial, but most of the time, all of this stuff is happening within people's own communities. They
Pops,
do the most of themselves.
Hey, Pops, let me tell you something. Hey, let me tell you something, Pops. It's black people that are getting abortions, white people getting abortions, Hispanics are getting abortions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We differ so much amongst each other, but not really realizing that we're in the same freaking world, man. We're in the same world, man. You know, I don't care if you're from India, Pakistan, China, California. You know, it's happening, man. And that.
And guess what? You could have been born. See, that's another thing. People just get it confused. We hate and one, but you could have been any other person that you hate. You could have been born. You were just born who you were. You could have been born in India. You could have been born in Pakistan. You could have a whole different life than you have, buddy. So it's just like respect, man.
That's
it's about respect.
Appreciate life, man. You only get one chance at it, and why are people trying to kill life at a young age? Right at the fetus, you know? They're trying to kill you. Trying to kill life at a young age, man. At a fetus, not even letting it have a head start, man. Actually, they do. Like Monica said earlier, man. You can have an abortion at the baby's at 9 months. You know, that's like
no.
Yeah, or was it 7 months, 6 months?
No, no, ain't no way 9 months.
Yeah,
no, man.
That's what I heard. That right when it's coming out.
If you allow that, so whoever is doing that, they might as well go with them.
No, they need, they need a mental check.
Crazy,
that's
bro.
what they need. Those type of people.
If you're killing at 9 months, you need to. Sorry, I'm not gonna say that, but that's terrible, man.
Hey, let's talk about it, man. Expect the unexpected.
I wanted to read this real quick. It's not nothing long. It's just it says if we have love and be silent, love is okay. So what is love, right? Love is we protect, and you know what I'm saying. So it says we cannot have love and be silent in protecting the innocent. So how do we say we have love when we're silent? We need to protect those. You know what I'm saying? It's for love by its very nature protects.
That's true. I'm a father. I protect my wife. I protect my daughter. I protect my family. I protect my friends. If I see somebody in dire need out in the streets, I'll protect them. And if it costs me my life, I'll do it. You know, I'm going to stand up for what's right and not participate in what's wrong.
And then it says to preach love and be silent on abortion is not love; it's cowardly.
Well, you know, we talked a whole lot about it tonight. You know, so you know, I wasn't expecting this, but you know, somebody had a great title. You know, like okay,
expect the unexpected. Everything we talked about was unexpected though tonight. Like we you know what I mean? Seriously, and we touched some great topics.
And that was written by my pastor.
Shout out to your pastor. Give him a shout out, please. Pastor.
Yeah.
Pastor Jim Cutter. My
pastor Jim Cutter.
And
salute.
Kathy.
It's all salute, about it's all about foundation, man. Let's build some good fruit, man. There's some sour people that are out there. You know, that's a street talk right there itself. You know, you sour, man, you foul. You know, and that's the way people are going to be. There's never going to be always, this ain't going to be a perfect world. We lost that opportunity. If you guys are spiritual, you guys know the book. We lost that opportunity in the beginning from deception and being deceived by the enemy. He came as a serpent. You know, he came to lie. He's here to kill, to steal, and destroy. And if you guys don't know that by now, and you guys are asking why the things are happening, then you guys are not paying attention, man. And that's kind of like, you know what I mean? We're trying to be accountable and responsible and shedding a little light, a little theory, our aspect, and, you know, our opinion, you know, because we respect everybody else's, right? We're not trying to disrespect anybody else. But if you guys are asking why, what's going on, then, hey, you know.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, house.
Good night, house. Buenos noches, homie. Much love. Thanks, bro. Yeah, so expect the unexpected. Great show.
Man, it was I wasn't expecting this.
This was unexpected, you know, like
sorry.
We can't run. We can't hide from the truth, you know, and you could duck and dodge, but eventually one day you're gonna have to face it, you know, and it's a hard thing, and it's comes from love. It comes from love because love corrects, love disciplines,
right?
Love, you know, love protects. You know, we can't just be, and it's, you know, I understand everybody has, like, I see one comment, it said, it's up to the person to choose. Yeah, it's true, you know, but at the same time, when it involves another person that's a living being, how can, they're not even old enough to make that choice. So us as individuals who have a voice, we have to speak up. We have to talk. We have to be their voice because, you know, it's only right. It's like someone, it's like you know, like. Oh,
I'll leave it with this. You know, how could a person say and be upset with us, the people that have children, raised children, did their best on children, and why would they attack us because we're against pro-life? I mean, you know, because want to know why? Because we experienced it. You know, we learned to deal with the hardship raising. It helped us to be responsible, be accountable, be a human being, be lovable. It teaches value when you have children, have a family. And so a person that has an abortion has to tell somebody who has a family, that's a little disrespectful too. You know, they want to attack us and say like, oh, well, you shouldn't be telling me nothing, mind your own business, because it's my body, my life, and I want to abort it, and that's what it is. But at the same time, I wish I could tell them, like, hey, you know what? I'm a parent. I raised kids. It costed money, but it cost a lot of love, compassion. You know what I mean? A lot of time. You know, so what respect do I get out of that? You know, maybe if you learn a little bit of those values, you'll be a better human being. Not to say that you're not, but you might learn something.
Okay. There it is, Big D with his final statements. Any closing arguments, Monica?
Yeah, just lower the volume.
Okay.
What's his name, man?
Can we hear Monica?
My closing thing is that, you know, we just have to love one another and do, and I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to be like I believe in whole life. That's what I'm going to stand for. I'm not going to hide that. I'm not going to try to candy coat that or whatever, because that's the life that I live. But at the same time, I do understand not the fact that you're going to take a life. I don't agree with that. But I can understand there's other reasons why
you might do it.
choices have to be made, whether medical, whether, you know what I'm saying? And, and I heard other women say, oh, wow, you're going to bring all these babies into the world. Who's going to take care of them? But instead of doing that, we should first decide before we make those decisions so those babies don't come into the world like that. I'm talking about not the people that have medical, there's other reasons why these things happen, or, it has to be done. But it's not just to take a living human being's life just because you just had a bad night or something, and I get it. Like, the struggle's real. I know I've lived. If I were to tell you my testimony, it'd take a long time, but I've lived many of the things that I'm talking about. So I'm not talking about it just from a book perspective. I'm not talking about it just from, because I think I know it all, or I just want to put my 2 cents. No, I'm talking about it because most of the things that I say, I've walked through it. I've lived it. I felt the emotions. I've dealt with the trauma. I've come out of a lot of things. People will judge me because I don't have my kids. I know a lot of people out there, oh, how could you give up your kids? And I hear it a lot on YouTube. I don't get offended. I don't have shame, because I know, like I said, I have compassion for those who are going to go through those things, or those who would have liked to get go through that, but they can't. I understand, because it's a scary thing to have a child. It's not easy raising kids. It's really hard. I get your point, but that's not a good enough point to take a life. It's compared to what the decision you're making, compared to the things that you're trying to say, the reason why you're going to do it is not enough for me. That's how I see it. But if let's just say it happens, or, I'm going to be that person to be with you. I'm not going to judge you and say, oh, well, you're this and you're that. No, I'm going to try to restore you. So that way, if again, it does happen again, you won't want to make that decision. I want to be that one to bring the restoration. God brings restoration, but to be the vessel and the light in your life, to show you, to teach you what true love is and how much God unconditionally loves you. It's not the way things are is not meant for it to be that way, to show you the way, to get you, to bring you home, to bring you to that place of like, hey, you know what? I understand. It's scary. It's a mistake that happened. But the child is not a mistake. Obviously, the Bible says that in our mother's womb, He knew us. He knitted us. He made us. So it's not an accident. It's just a choice you made that brought the situation, And so all of you women out there, I just want you to know, yes, I am pro-life, but yes, I can totally understand, because I had to walk that. I've done that in my life. And I understand the fear. I understand the trauma. Even when you do it after the fact, I understand the heartache that it brings. Because I cried. But I just want you guys to know that you guys, everybody on this panel, we're not here to come against you. We're not here to push our narrative on you. And the reality is, God gave us a free will, and we're gonna choose what we want. But always remember, there's consequences to every choice that you make, whether good or bad. And I just hope that you guys really make the right decision, and to allow, these children to be born, whether that you put them up for adoption, whether your family takes them, whether you just decide to, hey, you know what, let me just strap my boots up and take care of the kid, or work hard, or change your life,
or just become more responsible. I mean, this is going to force people just to be more responsible, period, all the way around, from what you do with your personal life, with far as sexual, what you do far as now voting for the rights you need to have, because it's now more of a local and state thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So get out there and vote as well.
You gotta
just
pay
have to be more
attention.
aware
No
and more
matter what
responsible
choice,
now.
You're loved. No matter what choice you make, you're loved unconditionally.
That
And
part.
You know, that's all that matters at the end of the day. We're gonna love you unconditionally. I mean, however that is. I mean, if I have a friend that went and did that, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, you did that. No, I'm gonna say, you know what? Let's restore you from
Crystal.
the decision you made from that point on, because I made mistakes too. So
Yeah,
that's what I have.
we
to
all
say.
did.
God bless
You know.
everybody here.
God
It's
bless
not about-
everyone.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
show was great tonight. Big D, expect the unexpected, keeping it real. Special guest Monica. I mean, I don't know, Big D. Your wife might have to become a regular on here. We might have to steal you, Monica. You might just have to be a part of our panel because it go. I love the. Hold on, Big D has an echo. I love the way it goes when you come on, though. It's real. It's balanced, you know.
Yeah.
We need a woman's perspective. So whenever you're available, please feel free to join us. You know.
No problem.
I'll let your husband back in. Go ahead, Big D.
Man, like that, huh? Coming out,
Nah,
shot,
because you had an echo. No,
Shots
because you had an
fired,
echo.
fired,
No, stop.
Nah. Man, that's to you guys. You know, great show, man. You know, great show tonight. Love participating with you guys, man. Appreciate all your supporters out there, man. Hope you guys had a great night. You guys, you know, enjoyed us. You know, it's a lot to talk about, but like G-Lew said, Pops, you know, my wife, you guys got to pay attention, man. Don't get caught slipping. You know, don't expect the unexpected, because the way times are living, you think gas prices are one topic right now. There's a whole lot. So make sure we love one another, support one another. Us family members, man, husbands, you know, those who are trying to co-parent, make sure you reach out and you teach your children, man, you know, and don't let the government or the system get control of them before, you know, you better get a hold of them before they do, because that's what it's going down to. I'm not talking nothing negative about anybody or any organization or anything like that, but like we've been saying, you know, if you're not paying attention, then you must be blind. So with that being said, man, appreciate you guys. Pops, you know what I mean? Love you, man. Appreciate you guys. Love you supporters, man. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share the algorithm. We're just talking about it. That's all we're doing, you know. If you guys, you know, make sure you guys check me out. Big D, keeping it real on my channel. Appreciate the G-Lew show and everybody out there, man. Thank you guys. Next Monday's a holiday, so we'll probably have to skip. Might have to skip one. But let me tell you something. We got a lot more. All right, then. Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. I love you guys. You know, prayers for everybody. Blessings for everybody else, man. You know, appreciate DD Hairston, all the subscribers, all you support, man. All you guys, man. We thank you. So with that being said, Pops, appreciate you, man. Love you, brother. I'll talk to you soon, man. I'm out.
Much love. Salute. Shout out to Big D, keeping it real. I am G-Lew, and we're about to end it like this right here. Thanks to everyone who tuned in tonight, participated, commented, chatted. Whatever you did, if you shared the channel, if you liked it, whatever, don't forget to hit the like button before you leave. But just thank you, man. We want to just bring awareness and just talk about it. That's why that's the name of the show. We're going to talk about it. We're not being biased, haters, none of that. We're just going to talk about it and let people voice their opinion. So that's what we did. I hope we got our point across. We'll be back, not next week because it's a holiday. So we'll be back the following week. You feel me? But, you know, check us out this weekend. You know, we'll be here doing what we do. Everyone have a great rest of your week. Much love. And like I always say, 7 days without prayer makes 1 week. WEAK. And with that, we out of here. Peace.